All right. Well, I'm going to get started. It's 11:01 a.m. Good morning. My name's Adam Applenalp. I'm a member of the City of Portland Revenue Division Appeals Board. This is a public meeting, and I'll call the meeting to order at 11:01 a.m. We have a couple people still joining, so we'll let everyone get joined here and make sure audio works for everyone. And I'll read a few little disclosures. There we go. Kim, can you hear us now? Looks like she's maybe trying to call in now. Yeah, okay. We'll wait just 1 minute for her to get online, and then I will get going here. There we go. I assume that's you, Kim?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now. So, and we can see you too on a separate video. So perfect. Great. Well, I'll start over just briefly so we're all on the same page. So this is the City of Portland Revenue Division Appeals Board. I'll call the meeting to order. My name's Adam. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2024, and it is 11:03 a.m. This meeting is being held via Zoom and is being recorded. Please be sure to mute your mic through Zoom or mute your phone if you're participating by phone. If you're on Zoom video, note that your video recording will be part of the official public record of the meeting and is being recorded. So feel free to take yourself off of camera if you need to. Please do not use the chat function in Zoom for any discussion. It's not recorded as part of the official public record of the meeting. Should any technical issues arise, we'll pause the meeting until we can resolve them. I'm now going to call the roll of all board members. As your name is called, if you could identify yourself, state that you're present, and for the record, if you're participating by phone or by Zoom. So we'll start with Kim Lohr.
Hi, this is Kim Lohr. I'm attending via Zoom and phone.
Perfect. Karen Bryant.
Good morning. This is Karen Bryant. I am attending via Zoom.
Okay. And Sean Wallace.
Sean Wallace, present, attending via Zoom.
Great. And my name again, Adam Applenalp. I am attending via Zoom as well. And then we do have our final Revenue Division Appeals Board member who was appointed this morning, I think, or yesterday afternoon. His name is Brian Miller. I don't think he's able to join us today, but should be able to join us at our next meeting. So it looks like we do have a couple of guests, so I'd like them to introduce themselves, state any association. Stephen, if you could start.
Hi, my name is Stephen. I work for the City of Portland Revenue. I'm an assistant.
Great. And just for the board's knowledge, Stephen will be assisting us at our first public meeting in May, public and executive session meeting for staff support for the board as well. So we'll be working with him in May as well. And then Katie, go ahead.
I'm Katie Stone. I work with Nikki Dobe and I'm attending since she's not able to.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Katie. All right, so the first order of business is review and approval of our agenda. Are there any changes that board members would like to propose to the agenda that we posted? Any objections to approving the agenda for today's meeting as presented? Hearing no objections, we'll consider the agenda approved. So the first order of business under new business on our agenda is the election of a chair and a vice chair. I'll first open up nominations for chairperson of the Revenue Division Appeals Board. And since this is our first meeting in any sort of official capacity, I'm going to nominate myself for chair of the Revenue Division Appeals Board. Are there any
I'll
other
second that.
nominations? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you, Sean.
I'll second that nomination.
Perfect. Are there any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, all those in favor of electing me as chair of the Revenue Division Appeals Board, please say aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All those opposed, say no. Anyone abstaining? The motion carries unanimously. So now we'll take nominations for vice chairperson of the Revenue Division Appeals Board. And I would like to nominate Kim Lohr to be vice chair. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Perfect. Great. Are there any other nominations for vice chairperson? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of electing Kim Lohr as vice chair of the Revenue Division Appeals Board will say aye.
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 Great, and I vote aye. All those opposed, all those abstaining, the motion carries unanimously. So I'll say for the record, Adam Applenalp has been elected chairperson and Kim Lohr has been elected vice chairperson of the City of Portland Revenue Division Appeals Board, effective today, April 18th, 2024. All righty. Next order of business is on review and adoption of the Revenue Division Appeals Board rules as presented. There's draft rules that were posted as part of the public meeting notice. They've also been uploaded to the box.com for board members. I guess any discussion on the rules any questions, discussion, or amendments that anyone would like to propose on the rules as presented? And what I'll say, just kind of background on these, the City of Portland's, the city code itself is pretty scant on details of how the Revenue Division Appeals Board operates. And so over the last several years, we've been working on kind of a document that better formalizes that. And now that we're sort of meeting in a more formal capacity in public meetings, I think it's even more important that we have rules that outline, practice and procedure before the board. So I anticipate there'll be something that evolves as we continue hearing appeals and going through these cases. But I think it does a pretty good job of outlining kind of all the timelines and procedures for working with the board, and the Revenue Division staff have had an opportunity to comment on and propose changes to the rules as well. So those are incorporated in the current draft. Shauna, did I see you come off? I don't know if you had any comments on the rules there.
No, I was just trying to make sure I stayed muted, which I didn't for a moment.
Oh, no worries. All right, well, I guess hearing no comments on the rules, is there a motion to adopt the Revenue Division Appeals Board rules dated, I think they're dated March 20th, 2024?
I motion that we adopt.
Great. Is there a second?
I second it.
Great. It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the Revenue Division Appeals Board rules draft dated March 20th, 2024. All those in favor will say aye.
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 And I vote aye. The motion carries unanimously, and the Revenue Division Appeals Board rules as presented are adopted effective April 18th, 2024. Final order of new business in our public session is on adoption of the board meeting schedule for 2024 and 2025 as presented. Are there any comments, questions on the board meeting schedule as presented? No, hearing none. Is there a motion to adopt the board meeting schedule for 2024 and 2025?
I motion to adopt the meeting as stated.
Great, it's been moved. Is there a second?
I second.
Great, seconded by Karen. Great. So it's been moved and seconded that we adopt the board meeting schedule for 2024 and 2025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, so the motion carries unanimously and the board meeting schedule is adopted as presented. I will, as your newly elected chairperson, I will also notify the revenue division formally that we have elected a chair and a vice chair, that we have adopted the board rules as presented and the meeting schedule as presented, so that the division is aware as well. At this time, I will suspend this public meeting and we'll enter into an executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F to consider information not subject to public disclosure, including under ORS 314.835 and the local tax codes. So for our guests today, that means that we'll place you into the waiting room while the board is meeting in executive session. We will briefly reconvene in public session. We don't anticipate hearing any motions or having any other business, but we will come back to public session before we adjourn, probably right before the end of the hour, but it might be sooner. So I guess Katie and Stephen, if you would like to stick around for us to come back to public session, feel free to do so, but otherwise I'll put you in the waiting room and then we'll bring you back in once the executive session has concluded.
Thank you.
Great, so and then I'm going to stop the recording.